Greetings, ladies and gentlemen of the internet. There's a cat right there, and we're back with another episode. Yeah, baby. Oh, it feels so good to be back after a long weekend away. Got this going. It's gonna look good. And today, as promised, we're gonna try and do the thing. We need to get stripping. We need to get some oak log. And we need to get some mother flippin' leaves so that we can make the tree. Now, this is what Scar and the theme park industry calls trickery. They don't want you to see certain parts of builds. They don't want you to see certain parts that are not part of the attraction, right? And what they do is they cover it up with big green monsters of sorts. You know, plants and shrubberies and green walls and you name it. Green things, really. And that's kind of what we are doing here today, to start with. We're trying to make it so that all of our siding of our house is non-existent, that we do not see that, and therefore preserving the aesthetic without actually having to add detail to a certain part of an area. It is actually super smart, and as far as anything goes, I think it is one of the best tips and tricks that you can possibly take from a theme park in Minecraft. Even if that is not what you are building, it still works beautifully. You don't want a detail part of a build? No freaking problem. Build a tree. Build a moss hedge. Build something that goes in front of it. Something that you can look at and be like, oh, yes, that looks marvelous. But what's behind it? Nope, they're not even going to question it. They're just going to be like, okay, this is part of the aesthetic. That's amazing. And it really is that simple, I think, anyway. All right, so we got a little bit of oak, not a whole lot. Sorry, my chair is sinking. I have a new one on the way, but I have not built it yet, so we have to suffer with the sinking chair. Let's also cut down one spruce tree, though, because I would like... What would I like? I would like to have some sticks so that we can turn all of the oak that we have into fences and not have to worry about converting any of them into sticks. So we'll cut down a single tree here, and that should be more than enough of the sticks to get us through a full stack of the logs. And I'm hoping that math is correct. Obviously, it's tree math, so it's hard to really tell, but, you know, we'll get it. We'll do it. It's all good. All right, so, do we want to break out a different kind of tree for this? That's the real question here. All right, let's get rid of all of this. We need leaves, but I know that this is not even going to be close to the amount of frickin' leaves that we need. So we're going to clean it up here. Hope that there is enough saplings on the ground for us to replant this, as always. And, yeah. Then we're going to probably have to go and butcher a couple trees because we need stacks on stacks of the leafy goodness. If you know what I'm saying. Oh, 19? That's beautiful. Look at that. Alright, so we can just kind of go buck wild here. Which I think is from Ice Age, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, that sounds right. Buck wild. Cool. So that is nice. Nice and juicy. So then we're going to put down a couple things at this moment. Just things that we don't particularly need at this, instant. We got saplings, we got apples, which I will just toss on the ground. Phew, I did not need you. Alright, stone, good. Got our hoe. Don't really need a bucket, but we'll keep it. Don't need the glass. Don't need the glass, don't need the glass. We might need that. We don't need that. We don't need that sapling either, but hopefully A couple more will drop down. Oh, look at that. Beautiful. Ask and ye shall receive. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's not going to grow like that. It will grow like so. All right. Yay. Let's go out into the wilderness here. And we're going to walk just a little ways away in an area that I have zero intention of building, obviously, so that we are not breaking our rule. And I really just don't have the space over there to manicure the amount of leaves that I need. So, with that, hello? Ah! Okay. With that being said, we have reached our destination, and I do not know where the video lost to sound right there. I'm going to be real with you guys. We're going to risk it for the biscuit and hope that it was not the entirety of the beginning, and it was just a small fraction, and I was able to see it fast enough. But if not, I'll just do a quick recap. We're collecting leaves because we need to make the granddaddy tree. And we're making it kind of like a theme park in that we're covering certain details of the base simply by putting up green monsters. That's really the important things that you need to know. If and, you know, depending on how... Alright, so, anywho, let us... bunch of leaves here. And I have no idea just how many leaves we're going to need. Do we need... we shouldn't take birch. Another inventory slot that we have to deal with, and I can't. Perfect. Next shear. Oh, yeah. We should probably chop down these trees, honestly, as well, just to kind of signify, hey, there's no longer a tree here. Maybe you should chop it down a little bit, because we're going to need the oak anyway, so that's all good and great. Good and dandy. So let's just chop down a few of the stems here, because I don't know how many sticks and how many different things, materials we are actually going to need. Over-prepared than under-prepared. Really? That is the case. I'm trying to watch my microphone peak and everything like a... because at some points, when I stop talking, it feels just dies. So, I don't know. We'll have to deal with that. It's fine. But I literally could not have the microphone closer to my face if I flip and tried. We got quite a lot of leaves, I think. I'm not 100%. Maybe I try it a little bit like this. Is that better? I don't know. Hard to tell. Anyway, we're going to keep collecting for just a little bit here before we head back and start to deal with that beast. It is, it's probably not going to get done in one episode because our time is short together. So we are going to have to make the best of it, but I think if we get all the leaves and stuff like that, we can easily finish it next time for sure. And that is something that I'm hopeful of. Okay. Like, is that enough leaves? Do we need more leaves? It's really hard to tell. Really, really hard to tell. You just never know with trees how many leaves you're going to need, right? Because it was 5 or 6 stacks of logs. So how many stacks of leaves do you actually need for that? I don't know. The math does not math today for that. I guess we'll use this last pair of shears that I have, though, and we'll call it collecting all of the leafy goodness that we left on the ground. Beautiful. And take a few more stems for the road just to make sure that we have enough. And I think that'll be a really good addition. Alright, cool. We got some stems. We got 2.5 stacks. That better be enough, honestly. With how many fences? We don't need that many fences, right? All right, let's just hope that that is enough, or else we'll be making a return trip back here very, very soon. Very, very soon indeed. Also, this wall is not really cutting it for me anymore, and I'm kind of thinking about changing it out very soon here. Not at this moment, obviously, but soon. Very, very soon. Okay, so first things first, we need to make our stuff. Also, we're out of dirt. How am I going to pillar up there? I guess with leaves. Ooh, piece of grass. Boom. There you go. We'll probably end up killing that piece of grass later, but that's okay. Let's take our spruce, make it into sticks. And then we'll take the 21, make it into planks, and then we will do fences. All right, that's a good amount so far. I don't know how many we actually need, though. So let's do 2 more and make as many as we can with that. 2 stacks, 2.5 stacks of stuff. Let's do that. Let's do that. I mean, that's what, 3 and almost, yeah, that should be enough, I think. There's no way we're going to need past that with fences. At least is my hope. So let's just pillar with the log, I guess, just so we don't get confused. All right, we need to yeet ourselves onto the tree, and this is where we start to do the things. First and foremost, we must add our branches to the tree, giving it its definitive shape and making it oh so frickin' pretty, as we do. As we're doing this, we're going to have to go back and also do some strippage on the logs here, because although I think the color is great, I think that color is much better. Like, look at that. That is a beautiful color. And I definitely want this entire tree to be stripped in that fashion. It just, to me, it looks so much better than the regular oak wood, so that's what we're going to do. All right, this sucker is going to have quite a lot of branches. We'll figure out how many very shortly here, but it does need to have quite a bit. Did we miss any right there? Nope, good. So we're stripping, we're placing. There's nothing under that, we're good. We got to make sure we hit every log, though, because if you miss a single one, it kind of looks a little weird. I'm not going to lie. You either do one or the other. You can't do both. And that is one unfortunate thing, or at least I don't think you can do both. I do think we could add some strip jungle in here, though, to kind of break up the same texture a little bit. But we're not going to do that at this particular moment. And I just realized we still have a big tree over there that we have to do. Good golly, what are we doing? All right. Anyway, let's continue doing the stripping thing here as we're adding our many, many branches. I don't know how many yet, but I know that we need a bunch. Just kind of everywhere, strewn about in the cracks, in the crevices. Doesn't matter. The more, really, the better, because we can make things happen. Can I reach that? Yeah, beautiful. Ooh, I don't know. Actually, that may be... Nope! That may be okay if we do a little bit of, like, off-hanging branches. I think that could be kind of cool. All right, let's get on back up on our horse. That sounded weird, like a very, very weird country accent there, and I don't approve. All right, so let's see here. We got more to strip. This is going to be... I think this, by far, is the biggest tree that we've made in this series, at least. And we're definitely going to top that very soon. Because I need kind of a mega tree. Very, very soon here. And it needs to be there. I know that's going to be a weird location for it, but we need a very large tree right there. Probably spruce, because it is the easiest to obtain, and I really just can't be bothered to grind out, 70,000 acacia wood or whatever. So we'll end up using spruce or dark wood, dark oak wood right there. Not sure exactly, but we'll definitely use one of the two. And it will be glorious. We need a big tree over there, though. Just so it's part of this build, right? But we need a big tree specifically over there, because if you look around in our world here, right, you're going to be able to see things out in the distance from in here. And so I kind of have to include the distance here as part of this build. So when you're standing here or inside of it, you can look around and see kind of detail on the outskirts. And that is the important part. Also going to be very difficult to do, but it's fine. We'll make it work. Oh, I'm missing some branches here, it looks like. Like that. Over here, perhaps. Good Lord. Eat. Okay, perfect. Oh, we've got phantom problems. I don't know if they can hit me in this particular spot, though. Yeah, doesn't look like it with all of our branches and winding paths and such. Do that here. Did we miss any logs? We sure did. Hello. This is a big tree. Good God. You don't realize how big the trees are, really, until you start adding the branches and leaves of them, and then you're like, "Oh my God, this is ridiculous." All right, the whole bottom should be getting stripped now. We don't really need too many leafage parts down here. Everything, for the most part, is going to be up high, so we're not going to worry about that. Beautiful. We're going to have to repair our axe very soon here. We are using a lot of durability and doing the stripping here. And we got to make sure we don't strip anything else besides the oak. All right, that looks really good. I am very, very happy about that. And I do think we need to add some here, though. Kind of add it as the roots a little bit. I think that's going to add just a little bit of flavor. I like that. Beautiful. So we made way too many sticks, and obviously we have mob spawning there. Lovely. It's fine. All right. Let us just take a step back, as I'm trying to get mauled, or not mauled, by phantoms here. Worst mob in the game, by the way. I don't know if I've ranted about that in this series yet, but I definitely have some disdain for the phantoms. They should not be in the game. Let's take a sleep real quick, and then I just want to see how we're looking with that tree. Also, check our iron real quick while we are here. Hello. Ooh, baby. I know to a lot of you that are the super Minecraft pros and have, an 80 tier iron farm, 80 cell iron farm, and the first day, you're like, wow, that's so little. But to me, that's a lot. Oh, that's looking fantastic. Oh my god. Alright, so in the next one, we're definitely going to leaf that baby up, and it's going to look glorious. It's going to give our build a little bit of character, and that is fan-frickin-tastic, honestly. We have a few trees left to build in this particular area, and then just off in the distance here, we have to build a few things. But this base is actually very close. Like, we do not have much, and it excites me greatly to continue on to the next part of the journey in the project. So, there's an iron golem in there. Did you see that? We'll address that next time. But without further ado, thanks so much for watching, and until next time, ciao.